If you're a listener of From the Mouths of Madness podcast, I can only assume that you're also a diehard fan of horror movies like myself. My name is Matt Balea, and I own a company called To Die For. We make custom horror-inspired designs for shirts and much more. From original to exclusive content, we can get you whatever it is your dark heart might desire. Check us out at www.todieforshop.com. That's the number 2, die, the number 4, shop.com. Enjoy the show.
The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors. Listeners, beware.
I appreciate that Fox said, okay, Predator sucked. We're going to give you a whole new approach with Prey. And they came in and they said, we're not doing all the fancy tech and we're not doing all the stuff. We're bringing it back to the basics. And that now people are excited about Predator movies again. You know?
Yeah, but what movie are you talking about? Wouldn't be, the 2 AVPs or the...
Ugh.
Come on, man, Alien vs. Predator was great, buddy.
Yeah. I like Predators. But then
Predators, yeah.
Yeah.
Then they did The Predator. Where was it?
And
that
that's
big one? That's
yeah,
fucking...
oh god. And that's where the Fox lost everybody. They went, really? This is what you're giving us? And instead of just like retreat, run away, they said, hold on, we're gonna go basics and we got fucking Prey, and it was right what we needed.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I appreciate when they don't give up on franchise after there's been a lot of fuck ups. And here we get into the fucking Aliens, franchise, and there's been some hiccups.
I want to say, the AVP is both franchises, right? They fucked up both franchises.
God damn it, they did.
I would say they're neck and neck for shit sequels, because you figure now Aliens got more because Predator doesn't have as many movies. You had Alien Resurrection, which I don't know the last time you rewatched that.
And not unless I have to.
Alien 3 is not a great film, but I don't hate it as much as I did when I first saw it as a kid in theaters.
Alien 3 is just devastating because of the potential of how you left Aliens, and you go, all those characters that she took the time to fucking save Newt, and she fucking dragged, like Hicks, like all the way, and no, they're all dead. They're all dead.
All done dead.
And she's gonna be dead at the end of the movie. And all of that is distracting from, because it's David Fincher's first fucking movie. It's shot pretty amazing, but it's still, you kill all your characters, you make it sad as fuck, and it's just kind of pointless.
Then out of the Alien, we only got AVP 1 and 2.
Ugh.
And that's all we saw of them for a minute. And then we got Prometheus, which it's divided.
Yeah.
The ending was shit. They shouldn't have thrown because it doesn't make any sense that they threw the xenomorph in there just to...
And that's the thing is, I probably would have given it higher marks, but then you threw in the fucking bullshit scene of the engineer, being affected, and out comes a xenomorph. And I was like, you don't need to do that. Like, we all know, we pick up on the ship looks the exact same. We recognize the engineer ship, recognize all of what they're doing. You don't have to do that. So, yeah. I mean, Covenant, last 40 minutes is good.
Yeah.
But you got to get to that pretty much once David shows up and you actually have, because before that, it's a lot of bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we've never been on this planet before. Everybody, don't worry about wearing your mask. We'll just breathe in all the spores. Nothing bad will happen. Oh, 2 people dead. It's just bad decision after bad decision.
Mm-hmm.
But at least there's an explanation for the xenomorphs.
Yeah.
That makes fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then that leads us to tonight on the chopping block, 2024's Alien Romulus. I'm Lowdown.
F.U. Hunter. What's up, you acid blood burning bitches?
Dude. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we only get a little bit of shit, it's burning. We got a little bit of a torture drip scene that I appreciate.
That dumbass wouldn't move.
Yeah. He's like, it hurts. This even hurts more. I like that he pulls up his hand, just watches the acid just burning through
his
the
fingers.
bone.
That's so good. So good. Before we dig any further into this film, I please ask that you like, comment, rate, review, share, subscribe across all the socials. Greatly appreciate it. Now, yeah, I wanted that fucker to die horribly too. He was fucking
such
dick.
He was
such
such
a fucking dick.
an asswipe. Yeah,
Dude, he was so bad to what's that? Andy? Is that the droid's name?
yeah.
Andy. Yeah.
Who we feel sorry for, and then we feel really bad for, and then at some point we fucking are like, fuck this robot, and then we're back to feeling bad about him. It's a lot of transitions.
Yeah.
So.
And I called that. Like, I forget what part of the film, but I remember I was sitting there watching it, and I'm like, he's gonna turn, like at some point.
Yeah.
Well,
he pretty much gets. I mean, here
it was before they inserted the chip from the other droid.
Okay.
It was before that. They had entered the ship. But
I thought at some point, yeah, hook the motherfucker up to Mother, and the company's gonna go, oh, all right, well, thanks for providing us with another, artificial and life.
It was before that they hooked him up to Mother and our droid from Alien. What the fuck?
Well, his name wasn't Ash. It was a different name, but it's the same model.
Same model, yeah.
And they had to make sure that we knew that it was the same model by de-aging digital effects his face, which is so unnecessary. And I've had a problem with that for a while. And if there's one director that said, you don't need to do it, we're all adults here, it's goddamn Flanagan, who, again, I'm going to reference fucking, Dr. Sleep, got the kid from E.T. to play Jack Nicholson in the flashback, and nobody fucking cared.
Nope.
And guess what? You didn't have to do the de-aging with this one either. We wouldn't have fucking cared.
It's a droid.
Yeah.
It's a droid. Like, it looked terrible. We got to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
It looked fucking horrible.
It's by far the most distracting thing of this movie.
Yes.
Because
for a small chunk, because they go back to when you see him, he's somewhat in shadows,
yeah,
and then
they figured
when you see
out
him
shadowing
on the screen of the ship, it doesn't look as bad.
But that first time, the reveal,
so bad.
It's the same as, and I know this is a little bit, but in Rogue One, when you see Leia, and it's after Carrie Fisher passed away, and you see a de-aged, young-looking Leia, and you're like, I didn't need to see that.
In this film, I like how they actually built on the universe a little bit more. Not enough, not a lot, but it didn't go straight into, we're just in space the whole film.
Yeah.
Like, we're on a planet for a smidgen, and I thought that was cool. Because the only other time I feel like we got that was Aliens, when, especially if you watch the director's cut.
Oh, where they show a little bit of...
It's not just like you're on a ship or you're on a prison planet or you're just out in space. You're actually on a colonized whaling...
where they say, it's like, hey, they want us to check out this course, It's like, what's going on? It's like, I don't know. They send me the orders, almost like I punch in, I punch out. The company tells me what to do, I fucking do it. And yeah, this kind of builds on that where, it's just this company that controls everything. And and I appreciate that they still ran with that. And again, you started with Alien with that, where everybody's just kind of blue collar working, blue collar working, they're not astronauts. Like, we're here to save the universe. They're just like, no. We just got to, we did our shit. We're heading home. We're happy. That's all. Very simple, basic. We're not these, we're not astronauts. We're not fucking starfighters. We're just workers.
Exactly. And so, yeah, it was nice. It was nice seeing that. And, like I said, it was maybe 15 minutes max. And then they're back at, and then they're out in space again, and then it goes.
And it's from desperation because the company's like, keep working your ass off. I mean, so it's just them wanting to get the fuck out of this shitty fucking mining.
There's zero daylight.
Zero daylight. And they go, oh, go work in the mines. I mean, everybody dies in the mines, but go work the mines, Yeah.
Basically, the girl, our main character, Rain, and Andy, her brother / droid, pretty much paid their debt to the company, and then they went to get their papers to leave, and the company's like, oh, JK, the company increased the amount that was due just because they can do that.
They doubled that bitch.
Yeah, so you got another 5 years, and it's like, what?
In the mine.
In the mine. Yeah. And she goes and grabs her old clique, and they have a ship that can go off-world, and they found there was an abandoned space station right outside near the ring. And
Just outside the planet.
Went up there. They were like, all we need is the cryo chamber, and they needed the cryo chamber, and they needed to get more fuel. They needed to make sure they had enough fuel to stay in cryo sleep long enough to get to the planet they wanted to go to, which I forget the fucking name, Yavini, some shit like that.
Yeah,
like whatever. But yeah, so
it's called Paradise.
The whole reason they left planet was to go get the cryo chambers to be able to be in cryo sleep because it was going to take 7 years to get there.
Yeah.
So they Yep, and it was out of desperation. That was what they needed to get off this fucking planet.
It was just escaping the fucking grip hold of the fucking company. Where it's just like, fuck yourselves, you stay in here and you die, bitches. Like, no, we're gonna break the rules. Now, they couldn't have known that they picked the worst fucking place to go to.
Yeah, or if they just taken the cryo chambers and there was enough fuel, they would have been fine.
Yeah.
It was when they went and had to go get the other fuel for the cryo chambers where they fucked up.
Yeah,
because they took the canisters out and everything that was being kept cold was now warming up.
Oh,
and we get 100+ fucking face huggers.
I don't know what the count was.
Dude.
All I know is you see the ice melting on the outside of the face huggers, and they keep going. I found another one over here.
Yeah,
yank that bitch out. And you're like, you guys are making the room fucking not cold enough to you're fucking yourselves. And I just they fucked themselves. They fucked themselves.
I will say that some of the most horrific shit in this film was I think we had a total of 3 or 4 scenes where there's just a never-ending stream of facehuggers running after you. That is horrifying.
Yeah, almost a pack.
Yeah,
and we've never seen that really.
No, it's always ever been one.
A pack of fucking facehuggers. Go get them. And then you realize this when they eventually get out of the room and they get the door closed and you see all their fucking legs all trying to pry the door. And it's just a shitload of them. God,
that was so fucking gross.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. Someone gets inseminated. Now, they did a really good job of showing that in comparison to the previous film where the things have a lung and is basically breathing for the host while it just, nuts up inside its stomach.
You got to see the insertion in the mouth.
That was...
Oh.
I didn't realize it was that long. Ugh.
You got to get down in there and get that shit inserted.
Oh, God. No.
You got to see a couple of interesting, almost... I don't know how to describe it, but we got to only see the insert in the mouth. We got to see the...
Vagina cocoon?
Yeah. After the chest burster and pre-xenomorph cocoon process or giant vagina. Giant vagina. Yeah.
Like I said, this is a vagina that would make Cronenberg clap.
Yeah.
Because, he's a big vagina fan with his film.
Come on, the director had to send him a photo. He goes, what do you think of this concept?
Hey.
Huh?
And then someone, cattle prods the alien vagina.
Which, again, they created a new fetish, it seemed like. Just take that cattle prod right in. And
well, I thought
he doesn't
already
put it
had...
on the outside. He goes right in the middle of that.
I thought they already had, electric pulse, shockers for female sex toys.
They probably do, but not fucking cattle prods.
No.
Oh, and, they're effective in pissing it the fuck off and making it bleed.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking acid. That's right.
Yeah. Well, they didn't know at the time.
Yeah. Right over on that motherfucker.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then the dumbass, he definitely heard it. And then you see this giant claw stick out of the vajayjay lips, and you just stand there.
Yeah.
And then, what happens. And the coolest thing about, I wanted this kid to die horribly. It was the acid, made his heart, it was almost like it exploded.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. That was great.
They do utilize acid in very cool ways in this movie.
Oh, we got to talk about that one scene later on in the film.
They shut down the gravity, and that's how she's able to just tear into these, because they actually, one thing that's really not come up in the Aliens movies is you're using pulse rifles. These ships and the acid, it's a bad combination. And they said, you hit these motherfuckers, that acid goes right to the hull. We're fucked. It's space. You're just going to suck you the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
So one time they really emphasized the shit out of that. And
we got a massively badass scene where she just killed the gravity generator, and the xenomorphs start flowing up in the air as well as the facehuggers, and they still start charging at her, but she just lets loose, and now you just got this swirling mass of green acid blood that they got to work through before, because it does a pulse with zero gravity, right? So you got a pulse that's going to happen sometime soon where all the acid's going to hit the fucking... It is still going to hit and fall.
Oh, did we mention also that the that it's going to crash into the
the ring.
The ring. Yeah. So
the ring of ice. Yeah.
As you do in all alien movie, you have a short period of time before it explodes. The rupture something ruptures. They always have a countdown, and this movie continues that process of going, get the fuck out of Dodge pretty soon here.
Mm-hmm. And I got to say, the creature development looked phenomenal. Like the xenomorph looked so good, and we got a lot of really good shots of the xenomorph. It was fucking awesome, and they really show, kind of like in the first film, it's somewhat in Aliens, but more so in the first film, how like it's very intelligent. Like it is the perfect organ. It's the perfect organism for survival. It's a horrible fucking creature, but as far as for survival, like it's blood. If you make it bleed, it's gonna burn you. Like it can all it needs is a living host, and it's good. Right? Like,
and to the point where they come across pulse rifles, and evil Andy at this point, because he's been corrupted by the company's chip, literally is like, here's some pulse rifles. I mean, don't actually use them because their acid will go through the hole, but they will acknowledge the guns could kill them, and so you'll keep them back. So they're smart enough not to acknowledge guns bad.
Yeah. And they had to sacrifice one of their. That's that hallway of just like cocooned bodies.
Oh,
dude. Oh,
which again, very reminiscent of fucking Aliens when they find all the colonists like in that one spot. Pretty much same deal. Just secretion, body, and just all over the fucking place.
Oh man, I mean, it does follow the beats of pretty much. There's a lot of beats of all other Alien movies that are in there,
he really almost had a checklist, in my opinion, because you've got beats of Alien, you've got beats of Aliens. I'll even say you've got beats of Alien 3 because just a la Ripley finding out that she does have a chest burster in her where they do the exam. That first girl has that scanner that shows it up. And then beats of the resurrection.
Don't forget.
At the end of the movie.
That's our whole climax.
Yes, and that's where I still say 90% of this movie.
Agreed.
The end, could you just cut it. You could have cut before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the creature didn't look as stupid, but he still looked pretty fucking...
I will say the creature looked pretty fucking interesting. Combination of engineer / xenomorph. Unlike the weird human xenomorph baby thing from Resurrection. So it looked more intimidating, fucked up, but still necessary. And it's where you get your references and your connections with Prometheus and Alien Covenant. They were able to recreate that goo.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the goo that they're creating the serum, I guess is what you'd call it, out of. It is the goo that they got from Prometheus and in Covenant. So they were definitely tying things.
They hit all the
together.
movies.
Yeah, they hit all the
except
movies.
for Alien vs. Predator. Thank you very much. And if there's a reference, if you know it, let me know, because I will never watch those movies again. So I give two shits.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm brain farting on where to.
But I mean, yeah, we get down to last couple characters. I mean, it's a lot of pretty fun kills. I mean, there's scenes where they're walking through with the fucking face huggers and they bring the temperature up, and I'm just like, bad. There's a lot of intent. There's this movie after you get to when they get in there from start to finish, it's intense. There's not a slow down.
They need to make this a game.
Exactly.
It
felt like a game.
They need to make it a game because you're right. They're like face huggers go by sound and by they can see your the body temperature. I guess they have you just flash red in the sea of black. I don't know how that works, but anyway. And so they just raise the temperature. All right, now there's a problem with that. They raise the temperature, and now they are camouflaged, and they're being really quiet. But as soon as they open the door, wouldn't they lose the temperature?
Not necessarily. Like you said, they already raised it in that room.
No, they raised it.
When you get to the next door, you're saying?
No. When they raised it, temperature, then they opened that, and they got the temperature. They waited. Giant door opens up. That immediately lowers. That's how it works. It immediately lowers the temperature.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's not like the room's going to stay the same temperature.
Also, maybe stop yelling at the person on your communication thing when you're trying to be very quiet and not noticeable.
Oh, well, it's what's her face.
Yeah, but she's screaming and he's like, hold on. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. There's a lot of moments where people are talking. Just like, this is not a good time to let all the xenomorph face huggers know where the fuck you are. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. that the elevator scene was cool, like because the gravity. That's when the zero gravity hit.
Oh, there's a fucked up, almost like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory moment. If you remember when they're going up in the fan and they had the bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scene like that, except instead of them going up towards a fan, and it's fucking xenomorphs floating up to get them to, and they have zero gravity. I appreciate that.
I do, and they all got crushed by an elevator.
Yep.
So okay, there's the other thing with the blood acid there. How did that not? If you got crushed by an elevator, you're bleeding. How do they not melt a hole in the ship?
I think it was in the process because you could see. Remember, as they get up there, then it starts sucking them. After it just took a little while to eat through that part of the hole.
I got you.
But they acknowledge every fucking xenomorph you're killing, like the ship is disintegrating. It's the first time they've really acknowledged, like, you really have to be careful. These things, they're elite killing machines because they'll fuck you up. Even if they don't kill you, they'll kill you by just throwing you in space.
Mm-hmm. And then when they go on that ship, like I said, we realized that the chick took the serum and then turned her baby because she's pregnant. She got really, really pregnant.
Oh yeah,
had an egg, an acid egg.
Yeah,
ugh,
with orange goo.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And then when the kid grows pretty much just like a xenomorph till it becomes the full-grown hybrid, and he eats his mom.
Yeah, well, you gotta get nurturance for somewhere. I thought he was gonna bite her titty off. I didn't know where he was going. And from this director, I mean, you see some crazy shit in that Evil Dead remake. So.
Oh, yeah, it's true. And, suspense-wise, Don't Breathe was solid, so I feel like we got a really good
because
mix
she goes and fills on her chest and has some goo come out. So, before he shows up, I thought, is the goo nurturance for her?
Maybe. That's the baby milk.
Maybe there's a deleted scene.
Mama.
Yeah. Yum, yum, yum.
Oh, God. Fucking gross.
But, yeah, we get final chick, defeat, final, whatever you want to call that thing, Enjazormorph. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what to call it. But, I'd like to see where they take this.
Or if they can take it anywhere. Because you got to remember.
It's between Alien and Aliens.
It is.
And that's why we never hear about this, because they do end up all that's left is her and Andy, and they go into cryosleep, and then they go to their planet. So they're off there now.
It does add a little bit to the whole canon thing, because you assume the company has no idea about any of this till they retrieve Ripley, and she tells them about, LV-426. And then that's when they have investigated. But this sets up that they actually did know about, like, xenomorphs and face huggers and all that.
Which makes more sense going into Aliens, because how could there be, when they go back to the planet in Aliens, how could there be that much of a colonization?
Well, they didn't know. They were just doing it everywhere. It's a shake and bake colony. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Whalen.
I mean, there's no difference between the company and government.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's all profits.
Fuckers. I was going to wrap it up for us talking about Alien Romulus. We hit the beats. We did have some spoilers, but there's a lot that comes with watching the film, because there's a lot of slow build suspense parts, which, again, is very reminiscent of the first one, more so. There are action sequences that feels like every movie gets hit, but I think the overall theme of the film is definitely reminiscent of Alien.
Yeah.
And being definitely more of a horror sci-fi than an action sci-fi.
You can definitely tell it's from a horror director, where
yes.
he does it's a lot of intense, suspenseful moments.
Which is what it would be.
Yeah.
Being chased by these,
because don't get me wrong, Aliens does have, but Aliens is a fucking action movie. Just fucking Marines fucking shit up. I mean, Ripley, get away from her, you bitch. There's just a lot more action shit than that. And this one, leans towards the OG.
Exactly. All right. Before we give our final verdict, please ask you to go to GUIPodcast.com and check out all the other shows on the network, as well as go to our links tab while you're there and go to our link to TeePublic, where all the merch is for all the shows under the network. Buy stickers, magnets, shirts, hoodies, tote bags, pillows, whatever the fuck you want.
Goddamn, I need to get a pillow.
Whatever the fuck you want, and just make sure to tag GUI, tag the specific podcast or whatever. We'd love to see that shit. And also go to lowdownbrown.gui@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought about Alien Romulus. How does it stack up in the series? Did you think it was another bomb? Well, what are your feelings? We want to hear. We want your feedback. All right. So, it survived for me. Yeah. I think you and I differ a little bit on how high we rate it, but it's a good fucking Alien movie.
Yeah. Right now, I'd probably rank it number 3 As I think most people will. There's just no way it's going to surpass this first two.
No.
But I need to watch it again to get that true feeling. Because, again, I feel like that second viewing is going to, like, oh, okay, this part's about to happen. Or, oh, shit, I'm waiting for this to happen. You know, that excitement you feel.
So I think I'd like to catch it in IMAX this time.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good...
I will say it is beautifully shot. Like, he definitely...
Oh, and space is silent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they did that again where space is silent.
Because, you know, space is fucking silent.
And the score is amazing. There's I need to look up who the composer was, but I mean it's well shot, well scored. I think the acting's pretty dead on. So there's
practical effects. We didn't even talk about that. Like everything that could be practical effects was done practical.
That's why
The facehuggers look good. The xenomorphs look good. Everything looks good.
That's why we bitch so much about that fucking de-aging shit that happens with Ash, because it's so distracting because everything else looks so goddamn legit good.
And when the CGI that they did have outside of the de-aging, basically all of space, I mean, the ring around the planet, all that shit looked fucking fire, dude.
The floating acid.
Yeah. So good. But everything else is practical effects. I mean, the Madness Instagram, I know, has been sharing behind the scenes stuff of when they were robotically maneuvering the fucking facehuggers. They move that fast.
Yeah.
So, like, as an actor, that makes it easier for you. Because she actually says, like, there was no, like, looking at a fucking softball and trying to scream at it. It's shit's horrifying. We were getting chased by 1,000 fucking facehuggers.
How do I order one of those? I just want to take it to a park. Like, go on, boy.
Same thing with the xenomorph. If you've got a xenomorph coming at you that is... I mean, they showed the mechanical robotic exoskeleton of the xenomorph. Like, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's intimidating. And that's the thing. You get real reactions from those actors because, like, it's right there.
Yeah.
The birthing scene when the xenomorph coming out of the cocoon, too, there was so many OG beats in this movie.
Yep.
So, I mean, it passes. I'm going to watch it again. Again, it's number 3, but that's still...
Yeah, I'm definitely going to... I do think I want to see it in IMAX. I think seeing it...
I concur with that. I think I will watch it in IMAX also. Yeah.
All right, folks, and that wraps it up. And until we talk to you again, embrace the madness.
Join us at GUIPodcast.com.